Hi, everybody. This is the third episode of Fond of Drink and Industry with your host Alizaryn,
And this is Iconoclastic Goat.
and tonight, since we are industrious dwarfs, we are both drinking.
I'm having a 2009 Merlot of dubious origin.
I am having a margarita with some strawberries. I might be a little tipsy, but that's okay. So when we last left our intrepid dwarves, they had a little hidey hole, and we were about to make some beds for them.
Yeah, so they've got a room for beds, but they don't have anything to sit right now. So I'm going to show people how to make a carpenter workshop and how to make beds out of that carpenter workshop. So let's just jump right into it. We're going to go to the build menu through B, and then these are all the different things that you can build, and there's a lot of them. I'm using the plus sign to scroll through.
Wait, so we can just start making beds?
No, you can't build them directly. You have to build a workshop first.
Oh, right.
So workshops are down here, and the hotkey for them is W. So W.
Finally, a hotkey that makes sense.
Yeah. At long last. And there's a carpenter workshop down here in the list.
Oh, you passed it.
Yeah, there it is. And that one's C. Another one that makes sense. Hallelujah. So I'm gonna move it wherever I want it, and let's just place it right there. And once you select it, you have to tell the game like what you want it made out of. So here are the different materials that the workshop could be constructed out of. So we're gonna tell it to make it out of logs. And
because that's what we have?
Yeah, because that's what's available to us right now. And I'm going to escape out of here, and then, so basically this is a blueprint, and now someone who has the right skills can go over and start building it.
Our carpenter.
Yeah, we've got the one carpenter. Oh, there's a giant badger that was enraged, but is no longer enraged.
Giant badger?
Yeah.
Where did you see that?
It was at the bottom. It said, giant badger 4 is no longer enraged. Oh, I'm going to hit A and look at the announcements. So, we've only got 2. It started raining, and then before that there was a badger.
Well, I feel like I lost out on something because we never got to see it become enraged in the first place.
Yeah.
The heck, Dwarf Fortress.
Well, it looks like it was enraged to begin with.
Oh. Interesting.
Badgers.
Where's our hunter?
I don't know. Let's find him. So let's look at you. Look at all of our units. So these are all the units in the game right now.
Oh.
And so let's look at the hunter. So we can C to zoom to him. C is in create, I don't know. And that puts the cursor right over him. So he's the one making the badger enraged.
Aha, I had a feeling.
Yeah. So he's hunting. And if we
it's a she.
His thing,
it's a female dwarf.
Oh yeah, she's hunting. And she's shooting that badger.
Okay.
So she just killed a badger for us. The dwarves will dine on tasty, tasty badger sow corpse. Giant badger sow corpse. Delicious. Oh, I'm looking forward to this. So I don't know where she is in the map.
I'm just gonna stick to my margarita.
I'm gonna go back to the starting zone by pressing F1, and that takes us to where we start.
F1 always takes you to your start area?
Until you reassign the hotkey to take you somewhere else. Yeah. So scroll, F1, I'm back to where I was.
Okay.
So let's look at what we've got. I'm going to look at Q to quarry the building. And the building that I'm talking about is the carpenter workshop.
How does it know that?
Because it's the one that's closest to my cursor.
I see. Now, that's a sad looking carpenter's workshop.
It's got nothing to do. Like, nobody has any tasks assigned. So we're going to tell them to build some beds in the carpenter workshop.
So A for add new task?
Yeah. And then B for bed.
Aha.
Cool. But we're going to need more than one bed, so keep adding beds. 5,
one
6,
of the
7.
most intimidating things I think about Dwarf Fortress is the controls.
Yeah.
Because they're a little overwhelming. There's so many of them and so many different options.
Right.
That and the graphics, I guess. But I guess you just need to learn them, and it takes some time.
You get a bit used to them. Different keys are for different things. If you want to look at around, use K. If you want to look at a building, use Q. If you want to like start modifying the environment, like cutting down trees or digging stuff, use D. and you just get used to it.
It's just interesting because just the controls are just to see you go so quickly. And I know if I were playing this by myself, I would be a lot more painstaking and a lot slower at it. So
yeah, and basically you just gotta try them out and then read them on the right side. So like R, what does R do? Capital R. View rooms and buildings. It gives you a list of your different buildings. Right now there's only two.
Okay.
There's the wagon, which counts
Oh,
as a
because
building.
we still need to assign that little room that we made into a bedroom, right?
Yeah, it doesn't count as a room yet. So let's go ahead and we know that we have the task. So look, he's bringing over wood, and then he's putting it in the workshop, and he's going to start building some beds. But let's make things a little easier on him. It's kind of dumb right now because the wood's all the way over here on the right, and then the workshop's over there.
Right.
So let's tell our dwarves, hey, let's put a stockpile of wood near to him, so we'll have it near at hand.
So will your dwarves always do what you tell them to do?
Not always, no. Basically, they have tasks, and if a dwarf isn't doing anything and they're not too tired or too hungry or something, they will go ahead and do that task. So
because they are fond of industry.
Yes.
And drink.
Yeah, but sometimes, they are sort of independent creatures. You just give them tasks, and if they are so inclined, they'll do the tasks. So let's build a plot with P, and we'll build a stockpile or a plot. Yeah, and we'll tell them W for wood, and enter for one corner, enter for the other corner, and now that's a wood stockpile. So now these guys, if they don't have anything to do, they're going to haul the wood over.
So they just know, because this is a stockpile assigned for wood, to bring wood over there if there is any available.
And they're just stacking wood there.
How far does their range extend? If you had cut wood hanging out like a couple screens away, would they still go get it?
Yeah. Their pathfinding is pretty good, and they know pretty far.
Oh.
So he's building beds in the rain, and everyone's just sort of hanging out with the chickens and stuff.
That's awesome.
But he's building the beds, but they're just sort of staying in the workshop, and they will clutter things up and slow down his progress. So let's build another stockpile. But you prefer furniture. F is for food, so I don't know why. And we'll just put the furniture stockpile over here.
Okay.
So in one corner, and then when he's done, he's going to take the beds, or somebody's going to take the beds. And they're gonna
look at that.
Yeah, and they've also got like an anvil, looks like some bags. So I'm pressing K to look around. There's our anvil. There's a bag made of pigtail fiber. Yeah, pigtail is the name for this kind of ropey sort of plant that they can grow. And I guess it's called that because it's bristly like a pig's tail.
Okay.
And you can grow that and then weave it together. And we've got our beds. This one's made out of chestnut, and this one's also made out of chestnut. And yeah, so now we've got some beds, but they're not in use. They're just sort of like stacked somewhere. So let's tell them like, hey, do something with that bed. So I'm going to tell them build again, and then B for bed. And let's just put a bed in one corner of that room then.
Build instead of carry?
Yeah. Because we're going to tell them like, take that bed, make sure it's, pleasingly arranged, push stuff out of the way, and now we've got a bed. So
the stuff that's piled in the room that looks like white stone, is that just stone that needs to be gathered up?
Yeah, it's stone that we carved out.
Chalk.
So it's chalk, yeah. Because these are chalk walls, and some of the chalk dropped on the ground. It's just sitting there now.
Is it important to tell them to clean it up, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. Later, maybe if you want to be really efficient, you could tell them.
I don't know. It's just not very aesthetically pleasing.
No, but right now we should focus on survival rather than aesthetics. So that's how you build beds.
Just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been watching so far, and also for the comments and suggestions. We are trying it full screen so it's bigger and you can see it. So
yeah, and I hope you guys are enjoying it and that you're learning how to play Dwarf Fortress.
Thanks.